This is going to be willing. Super Saturday, Game 3, Round 5, Fox League. And the Tigers, Adutoy Kamanu, the first hit up. And waiting, there were Bostock, the winger, found himself infield, having to be the first line and first point of contact. This Tigers side, gee, they were disappointing in their first game against Canberra and then racked up the points at Leichhardt against Cronulla, win a tight one against Parramatta. And now they're one of the feel-good sides of the competition. Clemmer on the run, taken low down by Marshall King. Tackles up, Coruscant, they'll kick before the last with Sullivan. Back in the starting side, wearing the 6. Tabuai-Fidow with it to bring it back. And the Dolphins have their first possession of the night.
Yeah, really smart kick there from Sullivan, getting Tabuai-Fidow isolated on his own. No outside backs there to help him, and now they go to work through the middle. Physical, Clemmer leading the line speed, but a nice early kick from Sullivan, getting his second start for the season.
Just the one game between these two sides last year, and it was a one-point thriller. One of the moments of the season, Happy Coruscant kicking a ball off the crossbar and over to win 24-23. A match of that kind will be great entertainment tonight. Kenny Bromwich in the starting side. He hasn't had a lot of football this year, just the 34 minutes back in round 1. Last tackle for the Dolphins, Marshall King to Katoa, kicking from 45 metres out. And down the throat of Staines to link up with Jareem Buller. The back 3, Tupou with the ball. Dolphins have it covered, but don't mind the enterprise of the Tigers.
Yeah, really nice kick there from Isaiah Katoa. Beautiful striker of the footy. Justin Olam, he's become a cult hero in a matter of weeks for the West Tigers, carrying the ball with some venom. But a good start from both sides. They're both up for it physically.
Staines there again, taken over the top. It's Jesse on the front row, making the tackle. Tape, this has got to be a huge moment for him. Only his 4th game in first grade, but it's NRL on Suncorp. How good. Kick from Caesar. Drives hard. Tabuai-Fidow, not the best. The trap. It's cost him 10 metres. They are long try specialists, and it's often Tabuai-Fidow that features. The Dolphins have already scored 4 long-range tries. That's tries that have started in their own half this year.
I like this ploy early from the Tigers, kicking early and isolating Tabuai-Fidow on his kick returns. Bostock and Osako having to travel a long way back to get behind the ball. Smart play early from the Tigers.
Marshall King on for Aitken, and speed of the Tigers' defensive line on show as well. Tape in that tackle. Marshall King midfield for Jesse Bromwich. We've had a big milestone tonight for Daly Cherry Evans. Jesse tonight playing game 320. Katoa on for Nicarima. Now they're moving. Farnworth is with it. Kicks through. Buller. Oh, it took a little turn on him. Not quite the wrong end. He goes long to Staines. Confidence from the Tigers. Now twice on kick reception.
Yeah, beautiful. Just zipping the ball, playing with some confidence, Jareem Buller. And some nice ball movement. Seeing Katoa and Nicarima linking up down this right-hand side of the field for the Dolphins, unlocking Herbie Farnworth for the first time this evening.
Let's go down to the sideline. Jake Duke watching this one close up. Jake, what's your thoughts?
Good evening, gentlemen. It's quite a pleasant evening down here on the sideline. No rain around, but the field quite damp and slippery after all the rain we've had in the last couple of days. As you mentioned off the top, guys, the Tigers shooting for 3 straight tonight. They haven't done that since round 6 of 2018, when current coach Benji Marshall was actually the captain and 5'8" in that game. So it's been a long, long time. And just reiterating the news on Happy Coruscant, I double-checked with the Tigers. They say he is all good. They are not worried about that quad injury. He will be good to see this one out.
Okay, that is excellent news. Herbie Farnworth on that run. Scored his first try as a Dolphin last week, Herbie, against the Titans. Here's Jesse Bromwich. Right on halfway, and Coruscant on cue makes the tackle. Ooh, I don't know. You tell me. Getting up there, he looked a little ginger. Great play, Dolphins. Bostock's on the move. Katoa's inside. Katoa's on his way. The Dolphins have got the first try. They've opened up the Tigers' right side. Nicely done. And all smiles with the Dolphins fans here.
It might be a little damp underfoot, but they've been sharp, the Dolphins, with their ball movement and confident. This time a lovely play out to the left-hand side. The pass from Nicarima is an absolute beauty. Straight and direct there from Katoa. He's done a great job since coming back into the side after being left out in round one. He is such a star. No surprise the Dolphins have locked him up long term. He's an absolute beauty, Katoa. Nicarima, the veteran, great catch and pass. Staines caught in field. Bostock, the recipient, he did well too. And it's been a hot start from the Dolphins at Suncorp.
Harvey Norman replay. Everyone did their job there, didn't they? You got a 20-year-old halfback passing to the 30-year-old 5'8", and then linking up with this man Bostock, who's I reckon a bit of a favourite of Wayne Bennett's.
Yeah.
He's coming along. They've got some depth in the backs, and the 20-year-old winger passes back to the 20-year-old halfback.
Yeah, the former Barker student. Very good rugby player, came through the Penrith system. And yeah, Bennett challenged him a number of times last year, and we saw him left out of round one, and it was a struggling afternoon against the Cowboys. They elevated him straight back into the side, and boy, he's made a difference. He has been arrow straight, taking on the line. His pass selection has been terrific. His kicking game, and we just saw his support there. It's all coming together.
Jermaine DeSarco starts it out right, hangs it at him. Disappointed with that miss. One of the better kickers in the league, and he's missed adding the 2 there. 4-0 start. Jake Duke caught up with Wayne Bennett pre-game in our Fox League coverage. He said one of the features of Katoa's game is communication, which is a great rep for a young fella. 20, he gets the message across to the team, relays the messages, cool. Qualities of a player that's more experienced.
Yeah, just watching how straight he played there really gave Nicarima that opportunity with that 3-on-2 out the back. But the premium thing that he did there was his support play, pushing, not just watching the play and watching the game unfold, staying in the moment.
His last game as a player was here under Wayne Bennett. South Sydney, Flegler bringing it back. So 100 games up tonight for Tom Flegler, who's now an Origin and international, having represented Australia in the off-season. Aitken was on that run. Now Jesse Bromwich. They certainly dialed in the Dolphins pack tonight.
They've scored 30 points the last 2 games. And already, just with their ball movement, they're really finding some space on the edges of the Tigers. So clearly they're detailed. Bromwich now, he finds another carry and an offload. And here they go again.
This is a lively start from Bromwich. 4 hit-ups already, the veteran. Now Marshall King on for Katoa. Kicking right down to a corner. That's an outstanding set from the Dolphins on the back of their first try of the night. Tigers running out of a corner, something the Warriors forced South Sydney to do this afternoon. There's Flegler coming in with a decent hit.
You don't see him rock too often. Junior Tupou very strong with his carry, heading to the Dolphins next year.
Clever.
Flegler, isn't he? He moves so well for a big man.
He's made it a mission there, but he wanted to be first hit on Clever. Caesar kicking again. Low and hard, left foot. He's got angle. He's got it. Aidan Caesar. Well, that was almost Mully Grubber territory, the height of the kick. So much intent. Driving with angle. Aidan Caesar.
Kicking game and composure last week against the Parramatta side without Mitch Moses was notable. And that kicking early, we've seen it a real tactic early here for the Tigers again on play 4. Here they go. First chance on the Dolphins line.
Yes, what an opportunity. Molle takes the first one. Looking for a quick response to the Dolphins' first try. Caesar drifting across. Only with the ball. So set left and right here. Coruscant will take them left. Little show. And then, they muck it up. Clever lost it.
Oh, boy.
Look out. Here we go. The hammer. Oh, clipped. Clipped on the way through by Sullivan. Finished off by Buller. Mick was up. Oh, now Avarillo's away. He can run too. He's got wheels. The Dolphins counter-attack here. Nicarima, Katoa, Marshall King, Kenny Bromwich, Felice Kafusi. Somewhat anticlimactic when he got it out the centres. Ran back in field. Nicarima, Kenny Bromwich. Farnworth there with the ball. Got away from Coruscant.
Oh,
then
no.
offloads. Keep it going, boys. We can do this till half-time if you like. Jesse Bromwich gets his 15th touch in the movement and has tackled 20 away from the line. Marshall King back in front of the post. Flegler, Nicarima, Kafusi, Farnworth hits. Tupou jams up. Tigers finally get some dominance in this set. They're just about on the rack. Nicarima for Flegler. That's only tackle 4. What went wrong at the other end? No time to review, but it was a total breakdown of the Tigers' attacks.
More. Hey. Bateman, well, hey.
Oh, yeah.
These two live wires don't need an invitation to a stink. Bateman and Flegler. And Jared Sutton having none of it. John Bateman reacting to something that went on in that tackle. Gave a shove to Flegler. And now a penalty to the Dolphins, you're right.
So set restart gets turned into penalty.
Yeah.
A presentation too if they want it. It certainly wouldn't be Flegler reacting to anything John Bateman said, because no one can understand John, with respect. There you go. No one's backing down there. Marshall King is policeman. There you go. Bateman's got no business there. And then the third palm was in the head. His best moment. But, you know, that's he plays with fire. You don't douse the fire.
Well, they've been under pressure, the Tigers, and there's been a lot of hype and excitement around what they've been able to do after their back-to-back wins, and they've come here and they've been ambushed early by that man's side. And after 10 minutes, Benji Marshall and the coaching staff there just plotting how they turn this momentum around. The ball movement has been terrific from the Dolphins, and the offloading a concern means you're not winning the collision.
Sarko on target this time, 1 from 2. And through 11 minutes, Super Saturday, Fox League Game 3. Dolphins leading the Tigers 6-0. Jared Sutton, he's not going to win any points there. Brisbane getting ready. The 2024 Ampol Women's State of Origin historic 3-game series kicks off here. Thursday, May 16 at Suncorp Stadium. Secure your seats to the pinnacle of women's rugby league. Head to nrl.com/tickets. Each weekend, starting on the Thursday night with women's State of Origin on this incredible stage. Sixer on the restart for the Tigers. Nothing drastic as yet for them, but obviously have to go with the Dolphins, who started the game right on point. Here's Aitken with it.
In a funny way, I think they'd be relatively pleased that the Dolphins took the 2 points there. You just felt like the Dolphins were ready to find another try. Kenny Bromwich, his footwork is proving challenging in the slippery surface underneath. They look great. The Dolphins, they are right up for this.
To complete their 7th consecutive set here. Take it on to the last. Jesse Bromwich had another hit up. Haven't seen him start a game like this as busy. It's his 6th carry of the night. Back away for Katoa, so it's 7 of 7 completion rates. Tupou underneath it. It's a 3-year deal he has with the Dolphins, but we'll worry about that next year. Tonight he's a Tiger.
His strike of the footy when he kicks it is just beautiful. Katoa, that one 3 metres on the other side of halfway and lands it about 5 metres from the try line.
Still only his 25th NRL game. Katoa across for Sullivan. Galvin suspended for a couple of weeks. Coruscant. Staines coming in for the carry. Yet to get a try this year. In fact, pretty modest since he's been at the Tigers. Clemmer gets one high. It's a soft penalty conceded by the Dolphins. You got to have a better target area than that on Big Clem.
Yeah, that was just a tight arm over the top there from Bromwich. Just slips over the shoulder. Look at the eyes of Clemmer.
That's it. He would scare a starving dog out of a butcher shop. David Clemmer with those eyes, wouldn't he? Makes a good sausage. Dave Clemmer. Now Sullivan. And we talk about it. Bit of tackle busting form, Stefano.
Great start to the year, particularly his last 2 games.
Now Coruscant to Caesar. Tigers have field position again. 2 tackles up. Down by 6. Coruscant. Sullivan to dummy and run. Oh, Sullivan just one inside and they score under the black dot. Coruscant with the ball. Now Caesar over the shoulder. And muck it up 10 metres out from the line again for Tigers.
Yeah, a little bit of execution from Appy Coruscant out of dummy half. And Jared Sutton has found a penalty in there, and that's a much needed one for the Tigers. But Coruscant, this was brilliant from Sullivan. We saw him have a field day for the Dragons here against the Tigers last year, 2 tries.
Still on for them. The west side, 10 metres away. Clemmer with the ball. How precise can they be with their attack? Coruscant, Robbie's got called out there, I think, for the leg pull. Coruscant may have a sneaky little go himself. Here he is, back for Utoi Kamanu. There's Caesar, chance with Buller. Just caught, set restart. Dolphins testing the patience of referee Sutton. Caesar on for Clemmer. 3 in the tackle. Tigers can reload from this point. Coruscant scheming, you can see him surveying what's in front. Brings them left side, Utoi Kamanu. Offload, Caesar with the ball. Driven back by Kenny Bromwich. 10 away, still the Tigers. Not quite slick. Volley on that run. We'll have to throw a little more than this at the Dolphins' defence. Coruscant now. Right side, shape looks good. Kick, trap and scrap. Tigers get it back, and they say play that. So opportunity on the back of opportunity for the West Tigers. Coruscant and Papali'i. Flegler there to make the tackle with Katoa. Coruscant. Up for Sullivan. Now for Clemmer. On for Caesar. Outside player Nikarima came in to shut down the options. Tigers burn a tackle there halfway through another set. Sullivan. Now for Bateman. No offload from John Bateman. Nikarima, Kenny Bromwich. Rolled off the back there. Coruscant, Utoi Kamanu loses the ball. Dolphins pass the goal line defence test with flying colours.
Some brilliant stops defensively. Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow there under the footy there on Utoi Kamanu, and the ball just comes spewing out. Nikarima had a great shot on him earlier in the set. So too did Isaiah Katoa over on the far side on Papali'i. And some of their smaller men showing some brave moments defensively.
13 tackles, Tigers inside the Dolphins 20 for no result so far through 16 and a half minutes. Dolphins back in possession. Sardo, it is on the run.
Nothing really troubled them. They did it from the Tigers. 3 sets down in great field position and really didn't challenge the defensive line a lot.
No, encouraged by the early dart by Sullivan, but as for a unit, there were a lot of things not working together there. Tell you what, this Dolphins backline looks settled. You can see why they got points. Yeah, fast. Tabuai-Fidow, Asako Bostock wings, Avarillo Farnworth centres. It looks a very settled 3-quarter line with the hammer at the back. Now they get a chance to run. Avarillo with it. Nice work from Sullivan for Atape there. Bostock back away for Katoa to kick from 35 metres out from his own line. And Buller has it covered for the Tigers. The exciting Jareem Buller. This time last year we still haven't seen him in first grade. And the penalty goes the way of the West Tigers. That certainly helps their cause. You call that a piggyback?
Yeah, they're relieving penalties, those ones. They'd worked extremely hard, the Dolphins. And it was a nice long kick again from Katoa. And then an unnecessary penalty. And Sullivan, in an instant, drives it upfield with the touch finder. And they'll start their set on the Dolphins' 40-metre line.
So from the restart, Papali'i takes the first carry. 31 metres away from the line. Go, Mark Nichols ready to come on for the Dolphins. Got a few veterans, haven't they? Utoi Kamanu with the ball for the Tigers.
Jesse off the ball. Hold him out, Jeremy. Go to.
Now for Coruscant. On with Sullivan. Little jig shot of the line. Papali'i there. Katoa in the tackle with Avarillo. Fatape, they're inside the 20 again, the Tigers. Coruscant, it's not a great speed that they're going about their work season. Now they pick it up. Buller, oh yeah, Jerome Buller takes on the hammer, passes to Olam, who cannot stop scoring tries. Oh, they said, oh no. They're saying the last pass when Buller could have scored.
Well, out of nothing, Jerome Buller.
Are they saying the last pass?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He has just sliced them open out of nothing. But it'll be a penalty for being tackled in back play.
But just wait till I get to the mark.
So a few things still going with the Tigers. There's Kafusi knocking over Caesar, just straightened off his left foot. Jerome Buller, one of the great movers.
Contact for Lise Kafusi.
And there it is.
Oh, it's a good call. The ref
Marshall King was blowing up Deluxe from the inside. And just, not a lot in that either. Yeah, Justin Olam, he's finding his way to the try line this year. Kafusi can't believe it. But they continue to keep the West Tigers away from their try line.
Robbie off, Nichols on. No points Tigers yet at 6-0, quarter of the game gone. Now Coruscant will take Kamanu. I'm still not totally convinced Appy is an inconvenience by this quad injury he felt in warm-up. Here he is now, passing on to Fanubale. And he's wriggling his way towards the line. 5 defenders there to stop him. Here's Appy. Back for Caesar. Caesar there to pull up. And well read, Farnworth up. With mates now. Tigers can't get it right so far. Coruscant, Caesar, turn and pass, Bolle, Sullivan, Fatape, stays there for the goal, shut down. Bostock put a bear hug on him. Now Sullivan, from 10 metres out, got it back, surely not played at. And that is the completion of the set. The Tigers down 19 tackles inside the Dolphins 20 with no result.
Goffey. Tigers are challenging the ruling of a handover. The on-field ruling is that the ball's just kicked into Tom Flegler. He doesn't play at the ball.
Well, he was very quick to make a call on Jared Sutton, who was in great position. And it was Sullivan kicking off the outside of his right boot. Look at him barking orders there. He's frustrated at the moment, Sullivan, with his outside man.
Oh, I've got some fears here. So Sullivan kicks.
No.
Oh, man. Barbecued. Barbecued your challenge.
Yeah, it's all over.
Would you like it? Well done, sir.
Jaden Sullivan kicks the ball into Tom Flegler, who's not playing at it. The ball is then retained by Sullivan, who is tackled. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Defensively, the Dolphins have been sensational. Even that movement there where Averillo was caught infield, the tackle from Bostock was an absolute beauty. The big men working hard through the middle. They need some possession, though, the Dolphins.
So we'll stay with the play, but do you feel that the challenge was a little bit off the frustration that we haven't broken through, that they were on tilt a little?
Definitely.
But they just fired in a challenge because it's a horrible one. Dolphins have the ball inside their 20. They lead by 6. And Ray Stone with the ball. One of our favourite players, Ray Stone. Look for a Ray Stone special at some point. Oh, what pass. Katoa got it lower than the soles of his boots, if that's possible. And still gathered it in. Flegler with the ball now. Really playing like one of the premier front rowers in the competition. Flegler in a milestone match. Katoa controlling things with his kicking game. It's long again, and he finds a gap. It's a great kick. Tupou to the in goal. Now it's a super kick. Dolphins chasers all there. That is massive, a huge result.
His kicking game has been immaculate. It really has. That was huge from Katoa. Look at this carry here from Justin Olam. Met with some nice contact from Marshall King also.
Now, Bullard. Staines having a crack tonight. He's getting well involved, but the Dolphins are hunting. Angry Dolphins. Here at Suncorp. Tape on this run. Well, they've been gobbled up in this set. The Tigers, that's 4 tackles. Only just in advance of the 20-metre line. Now Bateman. And, oh, did he lose it?
Yeah.
Well, that is a big win for the Dolphins in defence in that set. Every run was a struggle.
Look at this from the young Katoa. Beautiful kick, found space, and his chase responded, and on the back of it, they dialed their energy up, the Dolphins. They went after the Tigers, and on play 4, John Bateman's come up with an error 30 metres out from his own line, and look at the response here from Katoa, the young buck, just driving the standards. How good's that?
Yeah, well, that's what Wayne Bennett highlighted with Jake pre-match as one of his strengths. Now Avarillo takes on Fatape. Just got his first try as a Dolphin in his first game for the club in round 2 against the Dragons. His Aitken headed across field and was just clipped, nothing more, but if they want the 2 and want to go 8-0 in front, the option is there.
Yeah, a bit similar to the Jesse Bromwich one on that man there, David Clemmer, only a couple of minutes ago. Here's the meeting, the leaders come together.
Decision has been made.
Yeah. Well, through to Wayne Bennett style. Take the 2, get yourself 8 in front. Not much in that at all, to be honest.
A couple of goes, but if they did give him the first time.
He heard the whistle, he thought I may as well give him one.
That's a freebie. A freebie for Clem after Aitken had been pinged. 2 for the price of 1. Just give that jaw a bit of a rub. So over to Asako to line up this kick. 16 minutes remaining, first half. Wonderful Super Saturday so far. From storylines, and I know they haven't been nail-biters the 2 previous games, but we've got so much to talk about after this game, and with Mal and Cooper and Yvonne in the studio, we'll be doing that. It's a big Super Saturday.
The
got to hang in this one.
performance of Wade Egan in the earlier game this afternoon was outstanding.
Origin like, isn't it? Oh, it's brilliant. So Sarko puts the 8 in front. 8-0. Yes, Egan a mix of both Cook and Robson, really, when you're talking New South Wales number 9. Tigers ready to make a double change with Fainu and Twal to come on. Masters Week begins on Monday, Fox Sports, 503, over 100 hours of live Masters programming with all 4 rounds ad break free. The Masters dedicated channel on Fox Sports 503. That's coming up. Big week on Fox Sports. 8-0 to the Dolphins here. Their recent good run continues. They've completed 10 out of 10. Nichols cops a bit of treatment from the kickoff.
Wait up here, wait, mate. Holds, go 1.
Getting ready for this run.
Let the legs go.
And sideways in the tackle. Aitken was a try scorer in that match against the Tigers last year. Good run here from Stone.
Square, Alex. Go 3.
Marshall King on for Kafusi. Right up over the advantage line. Felice has wound back the clock, sprinting, linking up with no better man. Emerson Tabuai Fido flashes past, flashes onto the ball. Well, I'll say poor old Felice because he was running full speed, full pelt, and he sees someone jog up beside him and just sprint away into the distance.
No, we spoke about the battle of the 2 number 9s tonight. And whilst it's been a little clunky for Coruscant early, Marshall King, look at this, times it to perfection with the experience of Kafusi, gets in behind the ruck. Some ordinary missed tackles there for the Tigers. And Kafusi, well, he hit his limit. The treadmill started to slow down. And Tabuai Fido charging around Jareem Buller. The battle of the 2 fullbacks coming together for the first time. And it's the Dolphins superstar. Started with the experience of Kafusi, a brave, tough run in between Bolle and Fainu, and found a way into the backfield. And boy, wasn't he relieved when he saw. Look at this.
What a shot. Primacy. There wasn't another step in Felice. But he finds Hemiso, who does it easy.
Oh, the speed and balance of this man is just so good to watch.
What a pickup he has been for the Dolphins. Hemiso Tabuai Fido. No more popular player at the club with the fans than this man. In fact, I'd go as far. I'm fine saying loved across the game.
Yeah,
he's a personality.
Definitely. He has been an absolute star since he stepped foot onto the NRL arena. And
Felice has announced his retirement. He's standing down. Look, interesting too, just to show the age. Felice Kafusi on debut back in 2015. Dangerous contact charge on Benji Marshall. Was suspended after his first game. It was up against Benji when he was at the Dragons. So that's part of Felice Kafusi's career. Jake on the sideline at 14-0.
Felice Kafusi so important for the Dolphins when he is on the field. He missed 7 games through suspension last year, and that coincided with the Dolphins fall away as he gets a nice little break there for that effort up the middle. We'll check to see if he's all right. But he finds the man through the middle, Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. That's 5 tries in his past 3 games this season, and he is on fire, scoring tries from fullback. 22 tries in his past 26 starts at fullback. He is one of the best in the competition.
It's looking like Hammy for Felice, isn't it?
Yeah,
on that last stride. Hence the grimace. Now Nichols to bring it back. And again, the treatment comes up on Mark Nichols, but the Dolphins are having an exceptional night. 11 of 11 completion rate now. 2 tries on the board. They've made 3 line breaks to 1. And despite the fact they've had only 46% of the ball overall, they lead 14-0.
Well, I think their most impressive moment has been that period where they defended 3 or 4 sets on their line.
Justin, come on.
We've seen some nice ball movement to both sides of the field, but the defensive resolve was highly impressive early in the game.
We'll get another run after a hit up by Flegler, who has led the way. Jesse Bromwich and Flegler, the starting front row, is very good tonight. Katoa hits it sweetly again. Buller with it, 10 metres out from his own line. Look at all the Dolphins chasers there. A red wall. They are doing everything right at the moment, the Dolphins. Staines on this run. Going back to the Tigers' first game of the year, round 2 against Canberra, they found themselves down like this and then scored 2 quick tries. So they got back-to-back in them, but that won't help. You do have to hang on to the ball to give yourself a chance. It's been a tough night for some of these Tigers. They're, I won't say rattled, but at no point have they looked really comfortable in the game. Their attack hasn't clicked.
No, their attacks certainly hasn't come together like it did, particularly a fortnight ago against Cronulla Leichhardt. And Galvin has been an integral part of what they've been doing the last 2 weeks. Even in moments where the game has been just in a grind, he's chased the moments, and he's chased possession, and a penalty now off the scrum.
Justin Olam called out there. 10.5 away from half-time. This is a huge period for the Tigers to stay in the game. Having won their last 2 matches.
Got to keep going at it. They're on the ropes here, the Tigers. And Katoa, yes, he steps up and says, we're going.
Front foot here, Alex John. Back up.
Alrighty, the Dolphins fans are singing at Suncorp.
I'm going to say a Sarko try. He's had a great run here at Suncorp.
The crystal ball's out.
Yeah, I'm all in.
The Sarko, there you go. Out of the blue. Michael Ennis, Kurt Donahue with the ball there for the Dolphins. 10 metres away from the line. Marshall King to Nichols. Falls into the tackle there. Right in front of the Tigers' posts. Marshall King goes left, Katoa. Oh, and Tabuai-Fidow has put it down. We didn't see that coming.
No, there's a little bit of space too on the outside had he been able to catch that. A tight little play safe path into the action now for the West Tigers.
Mark, up Josh, here we are. Go one, not there, Mark.
Gee, that was an important defensive moment there for the West Tigers. Had to hold on, couldn't get to 20-0.
Go two.
Battle of the fullbacks is a great one so far. Buller's had 7 runs for 73 metres and 3 tackle busts and a line break. Tabuai-Fidow already a try scorer tonight. Now Coruscant. Safe half. And Caesar on for Sullivan and Fa'atape. Interesting contrast one week to the next. Tigers only used 2 replacements on Monday in the whole game. They've already, oh no!
That's clever
The
work.
Tigers, Avarillo. Well, heads go down everywhere for the Tigers fans.
Let up now, Marcus, hold.
Coach's boss would be feeling ill about that.
Gee, that's a putrid error. To not get someone to dummy half. Look at this, Avarillo just...
They'd made a 50-metre play. It's just run-of-the-mill play the ball.
Hold now, go 3.
Dolphins with Katoa. There for Nicarima, on for Farnworth. Sends it up high to Osako. Interesting service, send it to winger.
Hold, go 4.
15 away from the line. Nicarima. Stone, oh, he had to give it. He had Kerr there in the hole.
Try scorer, Kerr.
Yeah, Kerr, try-scoring specialist. Now Katoa with the ball. There is a try-scoring specialist. Oh, Tabuai Fido dragged from behind. He tried to do a double movement, but just couldn't get there.
Gee, that play. Well, this is Hamiso going close and launched in on the left shoulder. Staines and had to. Look at the desperation there of Buller. Oh, look at this.
Oh, Polar, a sack from the Dolphins. That may be the San Francisco 49ers there on the Tigers. Geez, their indiscretions are at it. They're picking one. They've had no dummy half. Now they've been taken back in goal.
And again, it's Marshall King leading the line, and it's the impressive thing with the Dolphins this year. They've been able to change gears. We've seen it already tonight on the back of a couple of long kicks when they've been under pressure. With their kick chase, they've changed momentum this time. The offensive energy from Marshall King.
Need to get possession here. They're not going to get it. Sarko too good. Watching the Tabuai Fido replay, he was entitled to stretch out his arm. He hadn't contacted the ground. Very close. Kerr thought about offload. Oh, there's an offload over the right shoulder. Then dropped by Nichols. Then off the head of Twa. That's what makes rugby league so great, folks. What you just saw there. Big fellas turning it on. Now Nichols with the ball. 21 away from the line. 6 minutes to go first half. Marshall King, Katoa holds it up. Nicarima. There for Donahue. A bit of stepping. Only got 6 minutes last week against the Titans. He's in early here.
Go 3.
Marshall King, ready again. Katoa kept them guessing. Tabuai Fido, Avarillo, chance to show his speed across field. Bateman buries him with Coruscant. 10 from the line. 4 tackles up. Marshall King on the run. Taken by Twal and Papali'i. For Stone to go to Katoa. He's going to kick for Osako. Michael's up. He saw a try. It won't be this time. Then it's on a leg. Picked up by Farnworth. They won't be allowing that, I wouldn't think. But Gerard likes to check everything.
He does.
Have no try. Just confirm that it's all Isaiah in the air who knocks the ball on first.
Well, he's certainly a target, isn't he, for the kickers? Jermaine Osako is tremendous in the air.
If it's knock on wide,
A little short of the
Dolphins
line.
kick chasers onside.
But it's a great battle on this near side of the field.
Bit of Goff's in the bunker tonight for this one.
Look at the elevation. Straight off the chest there. That'll be a knock on.
How long do we leave your crystal ball prediction up for? Is it 5 minutes?
Well,
10
it
minutes,
goes
15
until
minutes?
it goes until someone scores.
Right. Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, hold on.
And then
Jermaine Osako knocks the ball on.
I'm not sure about the kicking play on the ball once it's down. I'm not sure about Alex Seyfarth's play there. Whether that's the best way to diffuse situation.
Herbie Farnsworth then takes possession of the ball. Have a decision.
Front foot here. Front foot. Front foot. Front foot.
I reckon Matt Noyen, the sideline official, he knew what had happened. He just didn't back him. He had to back him on.
Jeremy,
Gerard still goes and checks.
Go one.
The Tigers now coming out of trouble. Need to get through a set.
Yeah.
Become very untidy. They are completing at 65%. 11 of 17 now. Buller on for Seyfarth.
Straight up. Hold mark.
Once before half time would be very handy. On debut, getting minutes in the first half. So total contrast. Benji's used all of his bench this week inside the first half. Third of the Fino brothers to play first grade. Twile on that run. Last tackle. No real zest to it as Caesar kicks. Curl into the corner. Rostock with it for the Dolphins. They look in a mood that, yes, you said they've scored 30 their last 2 weeks. They look like a team.
Yeah, this is interesting news. Just about to say that. Api Coruscant has left the field. Jaden Sullivan has gone to the dummy half position, and Latu Fainu has gone out into the 5'8" role. Huge news and a big blow if Coruscant is out of the game. He has been their best the last 2 weeks.
Toa right up through the centre to halfway. Tigers need to hang on this last 4 minutes. And Benji can get at them in the room at 14-0 down. Kerr, offload, Marshall King. Nicarima back for Tabuai-Fidow. Beautiful move. He put on Safer. That deflect. The entertainers, the Dolphins. Not sure whether Wayne Bennett would be quite taken with the end to it.
No, it looked great. It looked absolutely fantastic. Nicarima, it's one of his favourite plays, and the combination that he's really enjoying with Tabuai-Fidow, always looming back on the inside. Boy, what about his ability to stop and restart the engine and take off?
On the shot clock here, boys. Make sure we're there.
Did it beautifully, the hammer. He looks like he's having an absolute blast out there. Well, he's not.
Shout out to Tommy Gilbert behind Wayne Bennett. All our thoughts with him. I mean, just still waiting for the knee surgery. Still delayed because of the blood clot he had in the leg. Tom, can't wait to see you back in action again next year. All the best with the recovery. Terrific fella. Queensland Origin rep. Rugby League. Olam with the ball. Well, they've hung in. So it's 14-0. Hasn't got any worse, and there's still a chance of points before half-time. Papali'i with the ball. If 12-man Roosters can come back from 26-0 down, then
what about that?
13 can come back from 14. Tigers with the ball short of halfway.
Go for Ray, not square Ray.
Now on for Fainu. Bateman. 5 tackles for the Tigers. Sullivan, Bateman stung by that. Seizable kick from 42 metres out. Tabuai-Fidow underneath it. Here he is with the ball. They reckon his old schoolmates reckon what he used to do in the schoolyard was phenomenal.
Could only imagine.
Can you imagine that? Scary good. Be pretty happy if you had him in your side.
Give room there, Jaden. Alex.
Some good contact there from Latu Fainu. They say that he absolutely loves the physicality and the contact. Benji said during the week he always leans into contact, never shies away from it. Here's Farnworth again carrying through the middle. They put the blowtorch on the middle of the Tigers, and an offload now.
6 offloads to 1 for the Dolphins now. There's a 7th on the bounce to Marshall King. He wants to go long, he holds it back.
Tackle 4 there, Jeremy. The independent doctor has asked us to stop for John Bateman to get a HIA.
We saw that, didn't we, on that final play of their last set. He was slow to get to his feet.
Doctor has called for stoppage, mate. You've got to go for a HIA.
And Bateman now, with a minute and a half to go before half-time, will have to go for a HIA assessment.
Tough to get him off. He's played every minute this season.
And the type of mentality as a coach you would love to park next to your debutant, just from that protector mindset. He's aggressive, he'll look after him, so it's a big blow. So some experience off the field now. There's the knee to the head there from Donahue, and Bateman leaves the field, and Coruscant also off the field, if you've just joined us, has left through the first half.
Well, the only good news about that is the mandatory 15 minutes half-time is part of that for Bateman. Oh, that's an awful play to ball. That's up there on the Olympic dais as one of the worst I've ever seen. Josh Kerr, congratulations. Colour of medal to be determined. It's not quite facing the wrong way, but it was almost in a different postcode to his leg.
Make sure you hold. Make sure you hold, Herbie.
He tried. Out the side, big Josh Kerr. Tigers have a minute with the ball if they please. Buller switches around to the open side. Fainu has a little dart at them. Latu Fainu in the side.
18 years of age.
For Buller. Resurgence of young playmakers. You've seen Strange down at Canberra. You've got Galvin here at the Tigers. Now Fainu as well. Seyfarth on to Caesar Driven. Driven centre field by Farnworth. 20 seconds in the first half. They'll take anything from the Tigers here. Buller with a run at them. About a 14-1 half-time scoreline. Just get something out of the opening 40. Sullivan, little short side play. And Fa'atape, was he hit before he got it? Bostock the tackle, not the way the referee saw it. It's another error for the Tigers, sadly. And it will take us to half-time. Wayne Bennett's Dolphins are on a roll. Looking for a third straight win, top of the table through 4 rounds, helped by having a bye already. But they've played some very good football tonight. And at half-time, it's the Dolphins 14, the Tigers 0.
Maturity-wise.
Second half underway. Tigers need points early in this half. So Kerr takes the first run back. Bennett delivering, well, how many halftime addresses has he done in his career? But he'd be, well, he wouldn't be 100% happy because there were some loose elements, but I think he'd be thinking there's another 30 points on offer tonight if they handle the ball.
He would have been absolutely wrapped with a period about the 15-minute mark where they defended 3 or 4 sets of 6 on their own line, and some terrific tackles from Katoa, from Nicarima, and a forced error from Hamiso Tabuai-Fido on Utoi Gaman, as we see a huge collision here. Head clash.
Sullivan straight up.
Oh boy.
Kerr not so lucky. Sullivan gives him a pat. They would have been one-time teammates at the Dragons. He gets a little split. And Sullivan's in the middle of it.
So someone else can play the ball, mate, if you're all good.
Then more than a nick for Papali'i.
A little different though for this man. Of course, Kerr, do you have a chance to score a try? Have they found a pass in the first half?
Last tackle, boys.
Yeah.
Last tackle,
Kerr's
fellas.
been good this year. He's been averaging 37 minutes a game. I've never seen him run harder than what he's done to start this season.
Looks a lot fitter, Andrew. Up there working with Jeremy Hickmans. Never an easy pre-season under Hickmans and Bennett. And just looking at him physically, he's in great condition. And you're right, he's been very, very good for them.
A couple of tries as well he scored.
Let's go, fellas. Up on the line, Mark. Let's go.
So, punctuated start to the second half here. Kerr goes off. Bateman has had his issues. Coruscant had his issues in the first half as well. Jesse Bromwich rushes back a little earlier than expected. The play back underway with yet another Katoa special. There it is. Towering kick. Fielded by Tupou, who hasn't really been able to bust tackles tonight. Let's go to the sideline. Jake Duke.
A lot happening at half-time, guys. Tigers coach Benji Marshall just said to his team, we're shooting ourselves in the foot, needs them to clean up the errors. 10 mistakes to the Dolphins, 3 in that first half. The bad news for them at half-time, John Bateman has failed his HIA as we see a bit of a nasty collision here. John Bateman has failed his HIA, unfortunately, for the Tigers. Abby Coruscant, they say he's fit, but he's on the bike at the moment and could be used sparingly in this second half with that quad issue. And for Wayne Bennett, he just wanted his team to continue their focus. Thought they dropped away a little bit in that back end of that first half. The bad news for them, Felice Kafusi, hamstring injury, will not return tonight.
Oh, gee, well, there's some adversity for both teams. Now, Fainu stays down quite a period here on his back. That is something the independent doctor will look at as well, and he might be off for the mandatory 15.
Yeah. He looked a little motionless, didn't he, there for a period? Looked like he caught the wrist on the chin of Donahue. The right arm just swinging over the top. And Samuela Fainu, there it is.
Yeah, he goes a bit. That's a good one for the young fella there. And they haven't wasted any time. They're not waiting for the independent doctor to make a call. He's out of the game for at least 15. Now, John Bateman gone from that knee that caught him in the side of the head. And you said, like, that's a big loss from the fact that you got young Latu Fainu. He loses his enforcer in the defensive line. So,
tough, uncompromising Bateman, just that real protector. To not have him there alongside young Latu Fainu.
I don't know what's happening here. Now, Fainu's got something from the crowd, so it's not a straightforward walk to the tunnel. Someone needs to get in there and just move things along. Anyway, drama on and off the field here. Jake's all over it on the sideline, Dr. Duke. And the Tigers in possession here. 14-0's probably about as good as they could have hoped out of the first half, given their mistakes and how well the Dolphins played in periods. So they are still very much in the contest. Sullivan and Fainu on for safer. It's a very different looking left edge to what they would have hoped for at the start of the night. Sullivan infield, Fainu for Twal and Caesar along for Papali'i. Cut out ball, stays now, straightens up, Fatape looking for a try. He's got his first for the Tigers. Big moment for this young centre. The Tigers respond with the first point to the second half.
Yeah, beautiful play on the back of the set restart, out to the right-hand side. And it was a lovely pass. You can see out the Staines. Long shift, just a little deception there from Latu Fainu, found Twal. And the ball there from Papali'i on the outside to Staines was a beauty. Did well to keep it alive with Fatape. And does he get the footy down? No doubt there'll be an inspection.
It ends up around the belly button, I think you'll find, Michael.
But Isaiah Papali'i, a beautiful ball to the speedster. The former Forbes Ferrari. He was known at Penrith and gets his chance. Out on that right wing, does he get it down? Fatape was confident. Stone came hard from the inside. This will show it perfectly. And the try confirmed.
Yeah, he gets it down at first attempt there.
Beautiful.
Then the ball rolls down the body, but the work was done. And there's another one that gets his first try in the NRL. 23-year-old Solomona Fatape scoring here. Brisbane Tigers players player from last year. Now West Tigers centre. 14-4.
Right back in it. Chris Hynington here, look at this. He's demanding the players listen to the messages. And an animated Chris Hynington too.
Caesar as goal kicker has brought the margin back to 8 points.
Well, you're right. Wayne Bennett would have been a little disappointed with the Dolphins back into the first half. Starting to take a few shortcuts, starting to look for a few fancy plays. As we see a bit of confusion. Look at this. Abby Coruscant unsure of what's going on. Jake Duke right on the spot.
That's what I'm saying. Dr. Duke attending to Abby.
But the coach's box of the West Tigers with their eyes all focused down on the bench. So plenty happening here. Fatape did well. And the Tigers right back in this. We saw their fight back last week against Parramatta.
Fatape, one of the players that Benji has backed. Here we go into the next passage. Fatape didn't have the full off-season with the Tigers either, so, you know, expect even more improvement as the weeks go by. Papali'i with the ball.
Shot there, Stone, and his former teammate Isaiah Papali'i.
Tigers this time with Utoi Kamara. And a quick play to ball. Good work from the Tigers front rower. 12 follows up and makes 15 metres. Front rowers working in tandem there. Kick before the last has been a tactic all night from the Tigers. Bostock to bring it back. Caesar is first man there. Tigers have lifted, no question. Dolphins with Katoa. Tabuai feeder. Cross for Asako to cop the tackle. So the confidence garnered by the Tigers the last 2 weeks, the manner in which they've won both games. They've come from behind to win last week. Okay, that has them in a good mindset right now, psychologically, and here they are. They get hungry on the back of points.
Yeah, Latu Fainu there, just very aggressive, looking for contact on Herbie Farmer. Don't often see him drop back, but it's Utoi Kamanu also through the middle. that has really started to dial things up emotionally for the West Tigers.
Told the kick from outside the 40, and again he finds the grass.
And leads the chase.
Perfect. Look at this from the Dolphins. Stains his head inside the 10.
What a play from the young 20-year-old halfback.
This is a 10 out of 10 kicking game from Katoa tonight.
Absolutely.
In general play. Caesar on the Stains. Stains has tried very hard tonight. He's been aggressive with every carry. Nothing timid. He's been wound up like he's got a target, a KPI or something he's aiming at tonight. Twal there, a little slow, getting up. Seyfarth on this run. Another set of many metres for the Tigers. They've marched up into the Dolphins half here. 54-metre gain. Caesar kicks. It's a good period for the Tigers, this. W.I. Fido to bring it back for the Dolphins. Let's go back to the sideline. Jake?
The Tigers already lost John Bateman, guys. Samuela Fainu has been deemed a Category 1, so he is also ruled out of this game, which means they have initiated their 18th man in Brent Naden. He comes into the game.
Brent Naden activated as replacement player. Penalty Dolphins.
Brent Naden last week, watched him play reserve grade before the Parramatta West Tigers game on Easter Monday. Outstanding. Won the game for Western Suburbs in the final 10 minutes. Scored tries, set them up, and gets an opportunity. Hasn't been in the side for quite some time.
Well, his last game, I'm sure I'm right in saying, was the 74-0 loss to the Cowboys.
There you go.
Round 18. That's the last time we saw him in first grade. The Dolphins now have a chance to kill off some of this Tigers momentum. Jesse will be careful there, Twal grabbing Jesse Bromwich's leg. Yeah, set restart. That's a silly stuff. Katoa now, Nichols with the ball. Dolphins 19 metres away from the line. Play number 1, 2 tries to 1, 8 points the difference. Marshall King for Katoa. Now Nicarima, they're going to open them up, aren't they? Aitken on the edge. Just caught by Fatape. Then for Jesse Bromwich. Won't be offloading there, right in front of the posts. Tackles to go for the Dolphins. Marshall King, intercept, dive from Seyfarth. I assume he was onside. He just went the dive off his own goal line.
Yeah, Marshall King's built a real trust with Mark Nichols close to the line. There's certain guys as a dummy half or as a ball player you trust in collision with passes like that, and we've certainly found that with Nichols. And another set of 6 now. Tigers just simply have to hold on. They've got themselves right back in the game.
What's that crystal ball saying? What can you see from this scrum? Does the hammer sweep in on the left here, or is he going to run around to the right?
Going right.
From the scrum, they go right. It's Farnworth, defend on Olam, 2 strong centres. Fido comes over the top, looks for a piggyback.
Hold, okay, tackle 1.
So 1 tackle up. Dolphins box seat right now in this set. Donahue with the ball. Good defence, Tigers. Pull her up in the line. Utoi Kamanu's good night continues. 20 tackles now. Nichols with the ball. Backs into them. Marshall King. He's a bit of a try sneak as well. Here he is, Jeremy. Low ball. Brilliant pick up. Nicarima kicks. Tigers. Olam doesn't take a chance. Goal.
Certainly found the form that he had, Justin Olam, as Dally M Centre of the Year for the Melbourne Storm. Just watch his effort here to recover and get back and clean up the Nicarima kick. Look at that. Absolutely no fear of the collision with Bostock, with Asako, who was looming on the outside. And does well, the West Tigers centre, just to repel the opposition.
He's ready to go again, Justin Olam. Yeah, he's let himself go, hasn't he? The short drop out. It's a contest. Asako got it. Tupou must have gone very close. Almost stolen mid-air. Stone with the ball for the Dolphins. So from Tigers having the better of play 7 or 8 minutes after half-time. Now the last 3 or 4, all the Dolphins. Katoa to Jesse Bromwich. The lead runner went through. Aitken. Marshall King, tackle 3. Play the ball wasn't square. Nicarima, and Avarino twisted in the tackle of Staines. He's okay. Marshall King, Katoa, Nichols, doesn't pass to Stone. bit pedestrian, some of this from the Dolphins. Last tackle, not their best set of the night. Nicarima can change all that. The kick, no he can't. Caesar onto it, end off one knee.
Yeah, went the fancy little kick off the left foot there, but Aiden Souza, the experienced halfback, all over it. Staines scheming across field. Big news here, Coruscant back into the game for the Tigers.
Tupou went to go over the top of Stone there. Crowd now Olam on a run. Offload, Coruscant. Tigers full of running. Bolle, offload. Buller, offload. Coruscant ball. Coruscant on the run. Entirely different Tigers outfit since half-time. And then, not so good the pass. There's Papali'i with the ball. One mistake could kill them off with the momentum. They've defended their goal line. They've attacked well. Now got to keep the completion rate up. Sees a ball. 45 metres out. Down the Bostock's wing. And the chase is on Buller.
He's been superb in so many areas tonight, Jerome Buller. Even though his side's been beaten in so many areas, he has constantly chased the win tonight. He is finding every moment to ignite his footy side with energy and effort.
Always looking forward to the fullback battle. They are the only two players on the field that have run for over 100 metres tonight, Buller and Tabuai Fido. Here is Farnworth with it. He's had a lot of carries without making a lot of metres, Herbie Farnworth. Now Katoa on for Stone. Tigers defending well. It doesn't have the feel of 8 points the difference. It's got the feel of 2 points or 1 point the difference at the moment. They're a big hope, the Tigers, if they score next. Tupou on the run back.
Great carry.
They start the set on the 30. Fainu, Buller, Staines. Really hoping that Latu Fainu backs himself at some point to take a run.
Very good ball runner. Here's Fatape.
Just outside their 40. Coruscant. Kamanu on the front foot. Another good carry. More than 10 metres made with just about every run tonight. Now Coruscant, jicking, weaving, stepping. Caught by Nichols. The Tigers on a roll. Caesar. Kick, wants it to the corner. It was caught in goal. Tabuai Fido grounds it in goal. The Tigers, another good set from them.
Yeah, it's what we saw last week from Aiden Souza. Very, very calculated. With his kick, came on the back of a great run from Api Coruscant, making an instant impact since coming back onto the field. Tabuai Fido did everything he could to get back into the field of play, but Souza, a perfectly placed kick, and the Tigers now with back-to-back sets.
You better remember what he said, because he's got a reaction. His side, 7 from 7 completion rate since half-time. 4 offloads all of a sudden, made a line break and scored a try. It's working. Oh,
what's going on there?
He's got to get to the ball. Anyway, no damage done in the end for the Tigers.
Josh Kerr's passed his HIA, guys. He's back on the field for the Dolphins.
Got a big second stint, Futui Kamanu.
Coruscant now, Caesar, 12 with it. Nice night to get your second career try, Alex.
Don't.
Score one at
With you the night he got his first.
Caesar, to Kamanu. Is that in your crystal ball? They're inside the 20 of the Dolphins. The Tigers fans here are a little excited. Caesar with the ball. Fanu to Buller. He'll try on left. Doesn't get him past Farnworth or Nicarima. 10 from the line. 3 tackles left. Ladu Fanu in for 12. Nice move. Tackled 5 metres away by Stone. Coruscant up in the line. Passes a sneaky ball. And Bolle is tackled. Last play. Coruscant. Back it goes. Caesar gets it to the goal. Double, is it? Solomon Fatape plunges onto the ball. If the put down is clean, Sutton agrees. The Tigers are charging back into the contest.
Yeah, Aiden Souza and Api Coruscant back together in a matter of moments. It's Aiden Souza who's grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, down 14-0. His kicking game has been spectacular. Got his side a repeat set. Now down this right-hand side again. He just threads it through beautifully off the left boot. Sits up perfectly. Just dabs it through the inside of Katoa there. And Fa'atape, does he get his second? He didn't look confident with the put down. Yes. It's torso. It's all torso, Andrew.
Okay. You can't control the ball with the torso. A ball off the ground. It's not gathering in possession. It's tight. It's close.
It is tight. It is. It is. Oh boy.
And I reckon in the end he's done some heavings downstairs with the ball.
They've gone up try. Have you seen anything that says there's sufficient evidence to take it off him, Andrew? I don't think so.
It's confirmed. Tigers have got their second. The Dolphins aren't going to be happy with it. But they've gone the way of Solomon Fa'atape. Now has a try-double in the NRL.
Well, the resurgent Tigers, it's been, you mentioned to me off the top, Andrew, you said, what have I liked? And I said it's been their willingness to stay in the fight. And defensively, we've seen them they've had to hang tough at times. Benji Marshall and his coaching staff, or whatever he said at half-time, you're right, he's got a response. They've been terrific. And the injection of some of their big guns, Utoi Kamanu's been superb. Coruscant back into the game has been terrific. Aiden Caesar stepping up with his kicking game. And all of a sudden, if he can land this, they're within 2.
Incredible. Since half-time, Jake highlighted 10 mistakes first half. They've come out in the next 16 and a half minutes, completed 9 of 9 sets, have the confidence to offload, are busting tackles, now have 2 tries. Caesar, he's always pushed it out. Pushed it out the left. 14 points to 10, and a mile of time left in this game. Big night. I said earlier, this young centre, he's been part of grand final success in Brisbane, but this is a big stage to be playing NRL at Suncorp.
Yeah, did well with his first try just to collect the pass back on from the inside of Staines. Did well to get the footy down as Stone was coming across. This was beautifully placed from Caesar. Right down in front of him. It's a great story. Fa'atape and gets his first double in the NRL.
Well, his Queensland Cup try-scoring deeds suggest more of this, what we're seeing tonight. 30 tries from 47 games, 17 tries last year. Staines fields the kick.
You're suggesting hat-trick. Are you crystal balling? Are you?
I have no crystal ball in front of me, Michael. I'm not going on with that today, mate. Lovely bringing it back. Now Coruscant. Now 12.
Yeah, good 12. Just been busy and effective.
Coruscant. So they've climbed half the hill, haven't they? But the next they've got to try and get their nose in front, then see what reaction comes from the Dolphins. 12 with the ball, up over the 40. It is almost as if they've changed jumpers at half-time. The Tigers have turned into the first half Dolphins. Caesar goes midfield bomb. Tabuai Fido with the ball beats the first man.
Yeah, not deep enough, that one from Aiden Caesar. And Tabuai Fido hold a bit of trouble here for Tom Flegler, just clutching at what looks to be a shoulder injury.
I'm not so sure about that. Farnworth with it. He's can't get rid of the trainer just at the moment. Marshall King on to Kenny Bromwich. Katoa out back. Avarillo with the ball. There in the tackle this time with Caesar. Bostock, Katoa, and then at centre field. Now with the head bandage, Josh Kerr. Marshall King, Nikarima, there's a chance to run. He kicks late, it looked hard off the boots. It's still there! Oh, Asako, I reckon, had a foot over the touching goal line.
Okay.
Sideline official Noyan, so he's passed on again. But we'll still check it. We'll still check it. Asako is not celebrating one bit.
I don't know why we're checking the try. We're actually just checking the collision, but the touch judge, Matt Nguyen, is right there.
Dolphins kick chases
Nice kick
onside.
again from Nikarima. Looked like it was a little long, but sat up on its point. And all of a sudden, he comes around the outside of Tupou, almost catches them napping.
There, that's come off twice off Katoa. And then he's over the touching goal line.
Yeah.
So,
take it big.
yeah, exactly.
Jermaine Asako has his foot on the touching goal line when he regains possession of the ball, have a decision.
Boys, front foot.
So
Just got to wait for the screen.
the
Wait
20-metre line.
Just waiting, mate.
They're all there. I mean, the Dolphins are there ready to defend, and the Tigers are there ready to restart. They made their own bunker decision collectively, the two teams. They shook hands and said play on. Buller takes the first run. Super Saturday. We've got a close finish. John Bateman out of the game, failed HIA. Felice Kafusi out of the game, failed HIA. Or rather, hamstring for Felice.
See, that was dangerous for Junior Tupa.
Coruscant now completely engages there with the defence.
Hold me out, Josh. Milking there, you're locked in.
A little bit of milking, locking in. Milano West Hospital pass there to Fainu. Nikarima up on halfway. Scoop up for Coruscant. Surely caught them offside. That was the call. They all looked and he had it knocked out of his hands. He's not going to like this.
This is a brilliant play from Donahue.
They have no challenge, if you remember, from the first half. That is horrible challenge.
Big play. Abbey chasing the marker, trying to catch someone offside there, and it was Donahue.
Back up here, fellas.
And probably rightly so. And then over the top, well, it goes from bad to worse for Coruscant. He can't believe his luck. Kurt Donahue. And neither can Abbey. Absolutely livid with Jared Sutton and his decision, and it could be a big one.
Happy there. And Dolphins will have possession. But still more than a quarter of the game to go. 14-10. Two sides that have won their last two matches. The Tigers coming off a thriller on Easter Monday. Farnworth, lovely run. Has advanced the ball some 20 metres there. And helps his metres run for the night. Marshall King, Kenny Bromwich, shot the Kerr. Didn't worry about knees or hips. Making contact there, Kenny Bromwich. Katoa across, flat ball, Averillo! Touch by Staves. Tackle count restarts, Dolphins ball with Bostock. They have a full set here to set something up 15 metres away from the line. This will be play one. Good tackle, Pole there. Twile hit the deck in back play. Dolphins, Marshall King, two bounces on Donahue, not their best. Need to find their shape here, the Dolphins. Marshall King, flat to Kerr. Josh Kerr is close to the line. Tigers desperately defending the goal line right now. Marshall King, Tabuai Fido, there for Aiken again, two in the tackle. They're stopping the offloads as well, the Tigers. 19 minutes to go. Marshall King, long to Katoa, to kick. Before the last, Nikarima's there! 7-6. Has bamboozled the Tigers. Too good. Absolutely too good.
Yeah, one of his pet plays. Nikarima just charging from outside in. And the kicking game again, superb from Isaiah Katoa. The little grubber shaping it across the field towards Nikarima. Just watch this, it'll look spectacular. There's hardly a space to kick through, and he threads it beautifully, and it sits up right on its point for Nikarima. And when the moments have come, the young 20-year-old halfbacks had some beauties tonight. And the balance between the young and the old.
10 years the difference between the half and 5'8", and a sprightly effort by the 30-year-old Cody Nikarima. Turned 30 on Wednesday. The Harvey Norman replay shows a very happy try scorer. Yeah. Cody Nikarima, then a little bit of post-try stuff is good as well. A little bit of how you're going. And the Dolphins fans, while not home, are feeling a little relieved that they've stemmed the flow. What's this one, Michael? Nailed that.
Ooh,
beautifully done.
Yeah, nicely done.
Why don't
He's
we have
been good. He's been a great find, hasn't he?
Why can't we have something?
Well, we do.
You do nothing.
You just won't buy into it.
You say hello, mate. Nothing more than that when I see you.
He's been good, hasn't he, under the coaching of Bennett. It was a good signing. Just experience, versatile, and found a real home in that 5'8" position. Playing some great footy. Cody Nicarima.
The margin about to be 10 for the Dolphins, chasing a third straight win. Suncorp Stadium, Super Saturday Fox League. Dolphins 20, Tigers 10.
Cody Nicarima played a bit of fullback, a bit of centre in 2023 due to his utility ability, but he says he wants this number 6 jersey at the Dolphins to be his. He's off contract for next season as well, so really looking to impress and really forming a great combination with that young fella, Isaiah Katoa, as you guys touched on. He only just re-signed with the Dolphins for 3 years into the end of 2028. And Wayne Bennett says he hopes that Isaiah Katoa plays his whole career for the Dolphins. A good combination building there between young and old.
Jake, if you went out and asked Cody who was your favourite player as a kid, he would say Benji Marshall, daylight second. He was an absolute hero. He talks about backyard footy with his brother Jaden doing the Benji sidestep. They would try and mimic their hero. And here he is taking on the Benji Marshall coach Tigers.
Still a long time to go here. That's a great run for Kerr. I just still feel like the Tigers are in this.
Marshall King sort of running from the Dolphins might make it hard. Another superb carry by Kerr. And here he follows up. You're so right, Michael, your observation. Fitter and stronger and faster as a result. He used to more or less plough his way forward. Now he's aggressive and a hard target. Katoa kicks high again, right to the corner. Protection offered by Olam. Tupou ended up with a catch almost unchallenged. So we have to make the assumption Olam didn't change his line.
Good carry again here from Jerome Buller. He's been terrific for them tonight. Staines in looking for more work. You mentioned how brave he's been. They're not going to make it easy for them, the Dolphins.
Buller has just shaded Tabuai Fido for metres gained. Olam with an offload. Back it comes for Caesar. Away for Staines. They're making a change in back play. But if that player stays involved, they probably have an overlap. As Sullivan gets back into the game, with it is Buller. And Drew Buller to the Dolphins 40. That is tackle number 5. Sullivan away for Caesar. Left foot bomb. Comes into the focus again. Tabuai Fido attacks it. And a beautiful catch by the Dolphins fullback. None of it letting the ball bounce. He owned that one. Bostock on the carry for the Dolphins. So they scored the first try of the night in the 5th minute through Katoa. At no point have they trailed the Dolphins. 10 is good but not home. Farnworth on this carry. Coming right across field on the run. Almost linked up with his centre partner. On halfway, a little bit of milking again. Marshall King with the ball. Got away from Bubbly. Kenny Bromwich with the ball. Doesn't get many tries. He's got a big one here. Kenny Bromwich scores for the Dolphins. An unlikely try scorer, really, with respect to Kenny. Sprinting away to score. Biggest lead of the match now. The Dolphins about to go 16 in front.
Yeah, brilliant work. Marshall King, the running game was always a threat. You can see there, slow to get back on side, far Tarpe. That's a poor effort from Isaiah Papali'i, just reaching. Marshall King just waltzed through that gap and found Kenny Bromwich. Look at this, out to the right-hand side, ball in 2 hands, and just a little bit of deception there. Papali'i will be disappointed with that effort. And straight into the backfield, waited for the support to arrive. Did a great job to hold up Buller for as long as he could. And a beautiful pass right onto the chest. The hammer was looming too. And Kenny Bromwich, the veteran, dives over and extends their lead. And that makes it a little harder for the West Tigers.
Yes, about to become 26-10. Kenny Bromwich, the try scorer. Mentioned earlier, he'd featured only in the first game of the season. 34 minutes in total for the veteran. He's come back and played a role. In fact, was in the starting side tonight. Relegated Ray Stone to the bench. Wayne Bennett giving nothing away in the box alongside of Christian Wolf. 14 is handy with 13 and a half to go. Now make that 16. The Dolphins, the top of the table Dolphins, leading the Tigers 26-10.
Yeah, I thought his brother Jesse was very strong to start the game, and Kenny Bromwich, he's had some really nice moments. And you can just see here, just look at his effort off the footy as Marshall King probes and slices his way through. The veteran just pushing in support. And that's a big moment, and it could be the match winner. Kenny Bromwich, and look at his brother here, that's a nice moment. Jesse and Kenny coming together. They're good to watch, the Dolphins.
So on the restart, distance achieved, lovely bat back. Olam onto the ball, nicely executed by the Tigers. Olam's on the run. Mr. Granite's moving swiftly to within 22 metres of the line. Across with Caesar. There is Sullivan, dummy. It might be 26-16 in a flash here. Tigers maintaining positive mindset. Volley with the ball. Not able to offload in that tackle.
6 more.
And there's the set restart, Tigers. It all helps. Coruscant, Caesar. Safar sweating on it was Nicarima. Oh, and then Buller went and dummy half too quick. There was a leg pull, penalty Tigers. Safar wants him in.
No. You need to cool him down.
So Alex is all fired up. There he was. Leg pull, still on for the Tigers. 12 and a bit to go. At 26-10.
Up now, Kenny. Marcus
To Kamanu's big night. Over 100 metres, Coruscant, little double pump there. Sullivan dummy. Not quite past the defence, but still asking something of them. Slow play the ball. Papali'i's going to burrow. Zai Papali'i's ended up on his head.
Coming in to tackle 3.
Check everything
Have
here.
no try, mate.
He loves this play.
Just want to confirm that Isaiah doesn't get the ball to the ground.
We've seen him do it with some success previously, but this time they did a great job, the Tigers, getting their body underneath.
Yeah, he's conceded that he hasn't got the ball down. There's sibbing to be done.
Yeah, Tabuai Fido, you can see there just getting his knees under. Does a great job to get his full body underneath.
It's close, but he never claimed it. Papali'i.
No.
So it's just giving the Dolphins goal line defence a little bit of rest time. You would hope that the Tigers, who are lining up deep and left,
Ball is always up.
Move the ball.
Isaiah Papali'i is tackled in goal. Have a decision.
Like their widest player is almost back on halfway.
Yeah.
If they're ready to go here, you can't see it on your screens at home, but we're seeing the Tigers are ready to rock and roll with a shift straight away. Have a look at this. From the 10-metre line. Coruscant, on it comes for 12. 12 is Caesar. Caesar to Buller. Now they're running. One more pass. No, can't find Olam. Tackle number 4. Olam would have been in for the try there. Safe half, dummy half. To Caesar. A dab. It wasn't his best, although Tabuai Fido had changed angle on him. On second bounce, they get a result of sorts.
Yeah, nice work, Aiden Susie. Short kicking game's been very good in the second half. Set up the try earlier for Fatape, and again, just off the outside of the boot, just dabs it into the in goal. Got a second wind and kicked on a little, didn't it?
Totally changed direction there.
Yeah, taking no chances there. Young fullback.
Sometimes they go long the line drop out, the Dolphins. But here, they'll go long again. Oh, wow, that's a strike. Staines catches it on the run, a 60-metre kick. Fanua Bolle to bring it back. So that flies in the face of the short dropout. Tigers start the set 38 metres out. Twala's with it for the Tigers. Alex Twal, his 10th carry. Mole and Utoi Kamanu over 100 metres out of the Tigers forwards tonight. Mole there, Caesar working left, Olam. Have to muck around, just give him the ball, Justin Olam. Coruscant, Caesar, show of the ball, across field, Sullivan caught, risky pass, fielded by Staines. Bostock played the man, did well. 10 to go here. Tigers down by 16. Papali'i with the ball. Dolphins looking to score 33 consecutive weeks. Coruscant, Sullivan, last tackle, sees a kick, on the bounce, straight to Asako. Olam ended up down in a collision with Nicarima.
Yeah, both wingers having some nice moments. At the time it was Asako who scooped up the kick. Bostock, a great defensive route on the far side. And the Dolphins, well, they've shown some great resilience at different stages tonight. Big lumps of possession with the Tigers, and on their own line, they've done a great job. Here's Nichols now.
Just by the way, the second half completion rate between the two teams is 27 of 28.
Really?
Look at that. The Dolphins are 13 of 13 and the Tigers are 15 of 16. It's very impressive in a rugged contest. Katoa kicking, low and hard, different sort of kick. Barely a kick has gone down the throat of an opponent tonight from Katoa. Adds a little more time for his teammates to get downfield. Tape, oh no. Is it cramp or hamstring?
There's Kenny Bromwich again. He is doing a great job with all his effort plays at the moment. Just scored a great try pushing on the inside of Marshall King. And now getting himself down on the kick chase line as far as Tape breaks into cramp.
Staines on the safe half. No one on his outside to pass it to. Long range try is probably on the list here. No, Caesar's going to go 40-20. Now he's got the distance. Has he got the angle? Aiden Caesar! It is a pearler. He's second of the night. He kicks it on the third. What a play by the halfback. He's come back from the Super League with plenty to offer.
Yeah, absolutely smoked that. Play forward, well inside the 40-metre line, just drives it on a great trajectory and it rolls on perfectly. Well, here we go. Points here and it'll be on for young and old the last 7 minutes.
If you remember 11 years ago, he got 2 40-20s in the one game for the Titans. It's been a while. Great play, Caesar. Coruscant at dummy half. Back it comes. Caesar with the ball. Offloading to safe half. Tigers lose shape totally there. Although Seyfarth continues to wrestle. They're coming at him from all sides there. Nicarima chopping, looking to saw his arm off. Now Coruscant.
A little headbutt almost from Seyfarth. That'll be interesting to see on the replay.
Utoy Kamado, quick play the ball. Coruscant, Seyfarth! Seyfarth rolls over! Tigers have another one. Or do they? Oh, Farnworth is in enormous trouble here. Farnworth is in big pain. There's a lot to look at here. Gee, he is more than just wincing in pain. Try being awarded to Seyfarth.
This could be Peck or just watch the headbutt on the play earlier. He's lucky he misses. Oh, little dab with the forehead and Nicarima. He didn't take it kindly, and then it was again the play the ball speed of Utoy Kamanu. They just weren't able to get back, and some little bit of deception from Coruscant and Farnworth caught underneath the tackle there of Seyfarth. Just clutched straight at the peck.
Yeah. So he's still down with the trainer, Herbie Farnworth. Seyfarth going over for the Tigers. He's a competitor, try confirmed. The Tigers are still in the match. Only the 4th career try for Alex Seyfarth, but Dolphins fans holding their breath.
That's a great take. Behind his body and to get the ball down. But this could be a devastating blow for the Dolphins. Herbie Farnworth, their marquee signing, has been terrific for them again tonight and clutching at that right pec. Already without Tom Gilbert, who suffered a horrendous leg injury.
2022 he had that injury, didn't he? And he only just made it back for the World Cup, but he's here. Yeah. 5 minutes 43 seconds on the clock. This brings it back within the 2 converted tries. Jake on the sideline.
Yeah, real injury concerns for the Dolphins at the moment, guys. Obviously, we see Herbie Farnworth there still being assisted by the trainer, but Tom Flegler is on the bench as well. We saw him pick up a little bit of a shoulder issue earlier in the game. He is off. He has got ice on his shoulder as well. And then, of course, Felice Kafusi was ruled out of this game with a hamstring injury early in the game. And as Mick mentioned, Tom Gilbert as well. So there's some injury concerns for this Dolphins in what looks like it's going to be a solid win if they can hold on for the next 5 minutes, but that's not good signs there with Herbie Farnworth.
And play the Broncos, I think, next week, don't they?
Friday it is.
Yeah.
Friday night here at Suncorp.
What a shame.
There you go. Flegler, Farnworth, the 2 former Broncos with shoulder injuries. Tigers at 26-16. Can they score in the next set and bring up the grandstand finish? Coruscant for Papali'i now. Picks out Katoa to run at and keeps the legs pumping there. Play 2. They're almost back to the 30. Utoi Kamanu, they're going to spread it. Caesar, and it goes. Tupou with the ball. Just cut down from behind. That tackle by Donahue saved probably Tigers going another 20 or 30 metres. Utoi Kamanu now for 12, centre field. Trying to offload, succeeds. Stefano on another carry.
It's on here.
Straight over the top, and Marshall King. Big Stefano offloads. Coruscant stands in the Nichols tackle. That is the 4th. They're 16 metres away. Puller, the Tigers will not lie down. Sullivan just closed down 4 metres away.
Chance to the left.
96-metre gain in the set, and they go a crash play. Boy,
That set deserved better. A rampaging run from Utoi Kamanu, who's been an absolute powerhouse in the second half.
Out of there, Mark. Out of there.
And on the final play, they go a crash play to Isaiah Papali'i.
I can't believe that.
Well, I can't either.
A kick, something, surely. The line was all set
Look at
up.
the big fella go here. Barnstorming over Marshall King into the backfield, puts some footwork and fend on Tabuai-Fidow, shrugs off Nichols. Yeah, he's had a good second half, Stefano. It's been a good start to the year for the big fella.
16 runs in total tonight. But opportunity missed by the Tigers at the end of that set. It wasn't even a hard run at the line of the end. Dolphins with it. They are on the cusp of that 3rd straight win. One of those teams that was on 6 points going into the round. Touchdown. Dolphins get it back. Tackle can restarts. Thrown out into the wing. Juggled twice. Asako. Nikarima with the ball. They don't need to score. He kicks on the first. Why not? Buller goes back. Goes to the touch. He was playing advantage, was he, Cody? Knew what was going on. He knew he had a free play, did he? Now Sutton going all the way back upfield to rule penalty.
Plenty happening there. And it was Seyfarth in the backfield who looked a little dusty after charging down the kick, and then Nikarima down the narrowest of short sides did well to keep the ball in the field of play. Buller just shadowing it over the sideline, and Cody just saying, just slow it down, Bullswick. 10 in front, 2.5 to go.
So Katoa will kick for touch. They've soaked up a bit of time there in making the decision, although the clock is stopped. I thought they were getting away with one there. Yes, the Dolphins featuring Friday night here at Suncorp against Brisbane. Melbourne against Canterbury. The other game we'll have for you on Fox League. Friday night, round 6, and we kick off Thursday night. Knights against Roosters at McDonald Jones. So Dolphins looking for the finish here. Job may already be done. Passed up for Kerr. His 13th carry of the night. Now for Nichols. Crowd want 30 again. It'd be 3 weeks in a row for the Dolphins. Marshall King, Jesse Bromwich, Katoa, Kenny with a try already. Kenny Bromwich just caught. Tabuai-Fidow lurking short side. Marshall King knows that. He'll go open side, back to Katoa. Wide out to Osako, who was seeking field goal. Now chip over the top. Buller with the ball. Buller, and then Tupou. Look, I don't think they'll lose, but I don't know whether that whole setup was all that smart by the Dolphins, what they were thinking. Buller now with the ball. Justin Oliver. Coruscant to Alex Twal. Trying to do something off the top of their head, the Tigers. Maybe an Alex Twal chip might have been in order there. Coruscant to Sullivan. The battle of Bennett and Marshall, very much master and apprentice. And the master's going to chalk up another win. Make it 569 for his career, Michael. 569. And he's 27th against the Tigers. 37 matches as a coach. Final minute of play. Coruscant, big post-match show coming up here on Fox League. Caesar's bomb is deep. Bostock loses it. Fielded by Tabuai Fido. He doesn't want to say no. We can't run the length. The Dolphins should be able to play out time now and rack up a third straight win. In the quest of the Tigers to win 3 straight, something they haven't done since 2018. We'll have to wait for another day. Tigers next week playing the Dragons on Sunday at Campbelltown. Bostock with the ball tomorrow afternoon. We have Cowboys and Titans for you, and brush home with a Sunday night game. The Raiders and the Eels exclusive to Fox League. Nichols takes the last run of the game. Wayne Bennett's team have done it again. The Tigers' streak of 2 comes to an end. A match with plenty of highlights. Sadly, a lot of injury. Flegler is among them. Farnworth, Kafusi, and others. Bateman. Full time. Dolphins 26. The West Tigers 16.